Have you ever found yourself caught in a moment where your emotions completely take over? Whether in a crucial meeting or during an intense conversation, leaving you feeling powerless and overwhelmed. It's as if, in that instant, your thoughts and actions slip out of your control, pulling you away from your true calm self. But what if I told you that centuries ago, some of the greatest thinkers in human history, the Stoics, discovered timeless practices that can help you not only manage your emotions, but master them? Today, we're delving into the wisdom of Stoicism to reveal 10 daily habits that can transform the way you respond to life's challenges. These habits aren't about denying your emotions, but about embracing them with intention and clarity, so you can act from a place of strength and wisdom rather than reacting impulsively. Imagine the power of walking through life with calm, steady focus, no matter what situations arise. These lessons have stood the test of time, guiding people through adversity and helping them cultivate inner peace. If you're ready to stop being a passenger to your emotions and start steering your life with purpose, then you're in the right place. Stick around, because what we're about to explore could be the game changer you've been looking for. Before we dive in, if you find value in the wisdom of Stoicism and want to master your emotional responses, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365, and share this video with someone who needs these insights today. Let's begin this journey toward emotional mastery together. Habit 1. Understanding emotions. Imagine your emotions as a well-meaning friend. Helpful, but sometimes overbearing. They aren't your adversary. Instead, they serve as valuable signals, helping you navigate threats, savor victories, and deepen relationships. However, without learning to manage them, emotions can easily overwhelm logic, owing to our brain's ancient wiring, which was built for survival in a very different world than the one we live in today. Consider this: when an emotion kicks in, it's like an alarm bell ringing in your mind, loud, persistent, and indifferent to what you were doing at the time. The alarm blares before your rational thinking even has a chance to react. It's this urgency that often leaves us feeling out of control. But here's the key. Stoicism teaches us that we are not helpless passengers to these alarms. While we cannot control the arrival of emotions or their intensity, we do hold power over how we respond to them. The goal in Stoicism is not to suppress emotions or pretend they don't exist, but rather to pause and choose how we act in response. By mastering this, we avoid knee-jerk reactions and instead respond thoughtfully. The Stoics understood that emotions are not the enemy, but our reactions to them often determine whether they serve us or undermine us. So how can we harness this power? It starts with awareness. The moment you can recognize the triggers and patterns of your emotions, you begin to understand them better. This awareness doesn't develop overnight. It takes consistent practice, self-reflection, and patience. By viewing emotions as data rather than directives, we give ourselves the freedom to steer our reactions toward what aligns with our values and long-term goals. Through this practice, we don't just improve our inner world, we foster better relationships, make wiser decisions, and live a more fulfilling life. Understanding and managing emotions with a Stoic mindset is a foundational skill that brings clarity, peace, and empowerment in a world that often feels chaotic. Habit 2. Stoic views on emotions. The Stoics held a transformative belief about emotions. They are not automatic, but rather the result of our judgments about the world. Consider this. If you perceive an interruption during a meeting as a personal insult, it's likely you'll feel anger. This is where Stoicism provides a shift in perspective. It teaches that by altering the judgments we make, we can change our emotional reactions. It's not about ignoring or denying our emotions, but about critically examining the assumptions that fuel them. Take Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who, despite facing immense challenges, political intrigue, war, and even plague, maintained his Stoic composure. He once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His message? External events don't dictate our inner peace. It's our responses that define our emotional state. We may not control what happens to us, but we can control how we interpret those events, and through that, we can shape our emotional responses. Another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, shared a similar insight. He argued that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This concept is life-changing because it reminds us that we are not at the mercy of circumstances. Yes, the initial wave of emotion may come, whether it's frustration, sadness, or fear. But what happens afterward is within our control. Stoicism empowers us to pause, reflect, and choose how we move forward. One of the most practical and liberating aspects of Stoicism is how applicable this mindset is to daily life. The Stoics introduced techniques like premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of hardships, to mentally prepare for potential difficulties. This isn't about fostering negativity, but about building emotional resilience. By imagining potential setbacks in advance, Stoics trained their minds to remain composed when difficulties arose, turning what could be an emotional surprise into something manageable. This practice of preparing for adversity doesn't remove hardship, but equips us with the strength to navigate it with grace. Life will always present challenges, but Stoicism offers a way to turn emotional turmoil into an opportunity for growth, fortitude, and peace. The beauty of the Stoic approach is its practicality. By consciously adopting a Stoic mindset, we don't just endure life's trials, but transcend them, gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves and our capacities. The next time an emotion arises, consider asking, is this emotion based on a judgment that serves me? In that reflection lies the power to control not just your emotions, but your entire outlook on life. Habit 3. The power of choice. Now that we understand how our emotions are rooted in our judgments and not the events themselves, let's explore one of Stoicism's most profound principles, the power of choice. This principle doesn't concern itself with controlling what happens to us. Many events in life are simply out of our hands. Rather, it's about how we choose to respond to those events, and in that choice lies our true freedom and power. The Stoics teach that between stimulus and response there is a space. In this space lies our power to choose how we respond. This is incredibly liberating, because it means that no matter what challenges, setbacks, or difficult moments life throws our way, the ultimate decision on how to react remains with us. Whether it's a harsh criticism, an unexpected financial problem, or even personal grief, our emotional reaction is ours to shape. Think of life as a fast-paced dance, where events come at you in rapid succession. Our emotions tend to react just as quickly, often before we have a chance to think. But, much like an experienced dancer deciding which steps to take, we too can choose how to move gracefully through the chaos. We can decide whether to flow with the emotion, sidestep it, or halt it altogether. This doesn't mean we ignore or suppress our emotions. Instead, we acknowledge them and choose the best course of action, one that aligns with our deeper values and long-term objectives. To make this idea practical, the Stoics advocated for prosophe, or mindful attention. This means being fully aware in the present moment, recognizing when emotions begin to flare up, and consciously deciding how to proceed. By developing mindfulness, we create that critical space between what happens to us and how we respond, allowing us to take more thoughtful and deliberate actions. With practice, that moment of choice can grow, giving us greater control over our reactions. This power of choice was what allowed Stoic philosophers like Seneca to remain composed even during times of extreme stress. Seneca often suggested rehearsing worst-case scenarios in our minds, not to be pessimistic, but to reduce the emotional shock when real challenges occur. By doing so, we desensitize ourselves to fear and anxiety, and when adversity strikes, we're able to respond from a place of calm rather than panic. Furthermore, embracing this Stoic approach builds resilience. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding life's difficulties, but from facing them head-on with clarity and strength. Every time we consciously choose a response that aligns with our values, we reinforce our ability to handle future hardships more effectively. This process makes us stronger, more grounded, and ultimately more capable of thriving no matter what life throws our way. In the end, it's the power of choice that transforms us into the masters of our own fate, helping us not only endure but excel in the face of life's challenges. Habit 4. Techniques for action over emotion. As we delve deeper into Stoic practice, we come to understand that simply knowing you have the power to choose your response isn't enough. The challenge lies in having the right strategies to exercise that choice wisely and consistently. Without such strategies, emotions can overpower reason. The Stoics offer us time-tested techniques that help us prioritize action over emotion, transforming potential turmoil into opportunities for growth. One pivotal technique in Stoic practice is the act of pausing when emotions flare up. Imagine you're in the middle of a heated discussion. Instead of reacting instantly, take a moment. This brief pause serves as a buffer, allowing your rational mind to process the situation before emotions take over. During this pause, assess your feelings. Is it anger, frustration, fear? Simply recognizing and naming the emotion helps reduce its intensity. Once acknowledged, you're better equipped to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Another powerful Stoic technique is cognitive reframing. This involves shifting how you interpret the event that triggered your emotional response. Let's say someone cuts you off in traffic. Instead of jumping to conclusions and assuming ill intent, consider alternative explanations. Perhaps they're rushing to an emergency. By changing the narrative, you can shift from frustration to understanding or even empathy, helping you maintain your calm and emotional balance. Values-based decision-making is another cornerstone of Stoic practice. Here, the Stoics emphasize aligning your actions with your core values, rather than letting fleeting emotions guide your responses. When emotions flare up, ask yourself, does reacting with anger reflect my values? What would the best version of myself do in this situation? By focusing on your values, you not only avoid knee-jerk emotional reactions, but also ensure that your actions contribute to the person you aspire to become. Emotional acceptance is crucial too. The Stoics teach that we must acknowledge and accept our emotions without judgment or immediate reaction. Acceptance doesn't mean passively enduring negative emotions. It means recognizing them for what they are, without letting them dictate your actions. It's like watching clouds pass by in the sky. They come and go, and while you notice them, you don't get swept away by the storm. Acceptance creates space for you to process your emotions and manage them thoughtfully. Each of these techniques, pausing, reframing, values-based decisions, and emotional acceptance, are not just for handling isolated emotional moments. They are practices that, when cultivated regularly, fundamentally reshape how you interact with your emotions and the world around you. Over time, these techniques evolve into habits that help you remain calm, centered, and rational, even in the most trying circumstances. As you integrate these practices into your daily life, you'll find not only do your emotional responses become more balanced, but your overall well-being improves. By making these Stoic techniques part of your routine, you live more fully in alignment with your principles, navigating life's challenges with poise and clarity. Habit 5. Benefits of choosing actions over emotions. When we consciously choose our actions, aligning them with rational thought, rather than the pull of fleeting emotions, we build a foundation of inner stability that becomes evident to those around us. This sense of stability not only strengthens our self-awareness, but also makes us more reliable and trustworthy. In our personal relationships, this inner calm can deepen emotional bonds as loved ones begin to see us as pillars of strength, people who can provide steady support rather than react impulsively to the stresses that arise. In times of conflict or tension, instead of fueling the fire with emotional outbursts, we become agents of resolution, contributing to more harmonious and meaningful connections. Professionally, the ability to remain calm and composed under pressure is invaluable. Work environments are often fraught with challenges, and emotions can run high, but maintaining composure sets true leaders apart from the crowd. This isn't about suppressing emotions. Rather, it's about managing responses in a considered and constructive way. Decisions made from a place of rational thought instead of emotional impulse are typically more strategic and thoughtful, leading to better outcomes. Leaders who can model this behavior earn the respect of their peers, inspiring those around them to follow their example of calm and purposeful decision-making. The practice of choosing actions over emotions also leads to personal resilience and mental toughness. The Stoics believed that life's greatest trials are opportunities for growth, and by facing challenges with calm resolve, we train ourselves to navigate future difficulties with greater ease. This resilience doesn't just help in specific moments of stress, it dramatically improves our overall well-being. It reduces feelings of anxiety and depression, allowing us to face life's unpredictable nature with confidence. When we choose to act rather than react, we aren't simply surviving the storm, we're shaping the course of our journey, ensuring that our responses guide us toward growth. Another profound benefit of prioritizing action over emotion is the development of self-awareness and self-regulation. As we learn to recognize our emotional triggers, we become more adept at managing them. This level of awareness doesn't just help us understand ourselves better. It enhances our empathy for others. We gain the ability to see the emotions of others more clearly, navigating social interactions with greater skill and adapting our responses to different situations and personalities. This, in turn, deepens our connections and improves the quality of our relationships. Ultimately, choosing actions over emotions provides us with the tools not just to survive, but to thrive. Through the daily practice of Stoic principles, we don't just pass through life, we grow through it, continually improving ourselves and positively impacting those around us. By embodying this practice, we cultivate a life of deeper meaning, stability, and purpose. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for taking the steps toward mastering your emotions and becoming a more composed version of yourself. Your journey toward emotional resilience is a powerful one, and I'm honored to be part of it. If this content has resonated with you, I humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it greatly supports my channel. If you're unsure of what to comment, simply write actions over emotions. So, I know you've made it this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more transformative content like this. Habit 6. Overcoming challenges. Mastering your emotions and consistently choosing rational actions over impulsive reactions is no small feat. It's a profound challenge, demanding dedication, patience, and resilience. As Stoicism teaches us, this path is filled with obstacles that test our resolve and our ability to apply philosophical principles to real-life situations. One of the first hurdles many of us face is the sheer intensity and immediacy of our emotional reactions. Emotions are powerful, often overwhelming even the most disciplined practitioners of Stoicism. They can flare up quickly and unexpectedly, driven by deep-rooted habits and instincts that have been ingrained over a lifetime. The key to overcoming this challenge isn't about suppressing these emotions, but rather acknowledging their presence without letting them dictate our actions. This requires a heightened level of self-awareness and the ability to pause, reflect, and respond calmly in the heat of the moment. A skill cultivated through consistent mindfulness and practice. Another significant challenge lies in maintaining consistency. It's one thing to remain calm and composed in a controlled, peaceful environment, but it's another to do so under stress, that during adversity or in the midst of an unexpected crisis. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the mental exercise of visualizing and preparing for potential hardships, can be an invaluable tool here. By familiarizing ourselves with adversity before it occurs, we strengthen our mental resilience, reducing the shock and discomfort when difficult situations inevitably arise. This practice helps us embrace the unpredictability of life and remain steady when the storm hits. Moreover, there's the challenge of skepticism, both from within and from the outside world. Internally, you might doubt whether Stoic principles can truly withstand the complexities of modern life. Externally, societal norms or peers may view emotional regulation with skepticism, seeing it as overly philosophical or impractical in today's fast-paced world. Overcoming this skepticism involves not only trusting the process, but demonstrating the real, tangible benefits of Stoic practices through your actions. As we embody calmness, rationality, and resilience, the effectiveness of Stoicism becomes apparent, not only to ourselves but to those around us. This lived demonstration silences doubt and highlights the profound impact of the philosophy. Finally, integrating Stoicism into daily life can be its own challenge. The modern world often prioritizes quick reactions and emotional expression, which can pull us away from the grounded, reflective life Stoicism encourages. To counter this, dedicating time each day to practices such as journaling or meditation is crucial. These moments of reflection serve as anchors, allowing us to reconnect with Stoic principles and ensure they remain at the forefront of our minds, even amid the distractions of daily life. Over time, these practices transform abstract concepts into practical habits, gradually weaving Stoicism into the fabric of how we live and respond to the world. Overcoming these challenges requires a deep commitment to self-improvement and a thorough understanding of Stoic philosophy. Each obstacle is not a barrier, but an opportunity to practice and strengthen the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. By steadfastly applying these principles, we grow more resilient, capable, and prepared to face whatever life throws our way. Every challenge we encounter becomes another step toward becoming our most composed and powerful selves. Habit 7. Real-life applications. Imagine yourself at work, where you've poured time and energy into a project. During the presentation, a colleague interrupts with criticism that feels unjust. Your instinct might be to defend yourself immediately, letting irritation or anger color your response. But by applying Stoic principles, you take a moment to pause, acknowledging your initial emotional reaction without acting on it. Instead of retaliating with sharp words, you calmly ask for specific feedback, turning a potential confrontation into a constructive conversation. This not only preserves your professional relationships, but also enhances your reputation as someone composed and receptive to feedback under pressure. Now consider a more personal scenario, such as a disagreement with a partner or family member. These settings are often emotionally charged, where small misunderstandings can quickly spiral into major conflicts. A Stoic approach here would involve recognizing the emotional triggers and consciously choosing to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. It might mean actively listening to the other person's perspective without immediately offering a defense or solution. By remaining calm, you promote dialogue and understanding, transforming what could have been a heated argument into a productive conversation that strengthens, rather than weakens, the relationship. In another area of personal growth, consider the struggle of maintaining self-discipline, whether it's sticking to a fitness routine, a diet, or a personal goal. It's all too easy to give in to momentary temptations like skipping a workout because you're tired or indulging in unhealthy snacks. Stoicism encourages us to focus on long-term goals and the values that matter most. By applying Stoic discipline, you can remind yourself of the reasons behind your choices, reinforcing your willpower to act in alignment with your greater purpose rather than succumbing to short-term comforts. This mindset shift helps you stay committed to actions that foster your personal growth. Moreover, Stoicism has a profound impact on how we handle life's inevitable crises, be it a financial setback, job loss, or the grief of losing a loved one. In such moments, the Stoic practice of focusing on what is within our control, our responses, our values, and our actions becomes invaluable. While emotions like grief or stress are natural, Stoicism helps us navigate them without becoming overwhelmed. We learn to acknowledge our feelings as part of the human experience, but we refuse to let them define our actions or character. By accepting the uncontrollable and focusing on what we can influence, we find strength and resilience in times of adversity. In all these real-life situations, the application of Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it's about recognizing them and making a conscious choice not to be ruled by them. This approach doesn't just offer momentary relief, it cultivates a life of purpose, integrity, and wisdom, where decisions are guided by reason rather than fleeting emotional impulses. By practicing these Stoic principles, you build a foundation of emotional stability that allows you to thrive, even in the face of life's toughest challenges. Habit 8. Scientific backing. Stoicism, often perceived as a philosophical approach to life, finds significant support from modern science, particularly in the fields of psychology, neuroscience, and behavioral science. One of the foundational Stoic practices is emotional regulation, which aligns closely with what psychologists today identify as a critical component of mental health and well-being. Emotional regulation is not about suppressing feelings, but about learning to manage how we express and respond to them, a concept that is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Studies in emotional regulation reveal that individuals who master their emotions enjoy better mental health, higher life satisfaction, and stronger relationships. This scientific insight reinforces the Stoic belief that managing our responses, rather than being at the mercy of emotions, leads to a more fulfilling life. Essentially, when we practice Stoic techniques like pausing before reacting or reframing a negative situation, we engage in behaviors that enhance not only our emotional stability, but our overall well-being. Neuroscience also sheds light on why these Stoic practices are effective. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for higher-order thinking and decision-making, plays a crucial role in regulating our emotional reactions, which originate in the more primitive regions of the brain, such as the amygdala. When we practice Stoic techniques like mindfulness or cognitive reframing, we train the prefrontal cortex to take control during emotionally charged situations. This is key to building what scientists call neural resilience, making it easier over time to choose rational responses over reactive ones, even when under stress. Moreover, the brain's neuroplasticity, or its ability to form new neural connections throughout life, provides further support for Stoic practices. Every time we engage in these Stoic techniques, such as mindfulness or reflection, we are essentially strengthening the neural pathways that support these behaviors, much like how physical exercise strengthens muscles. Over time, this repetition builds our emotional regulation muscles, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with greater composure and control. Research has shown that regular practice of mindfulness and self-reflection, both key elements in Stoicism, can even lead to structural changes in the brain. These changes are associated with increased awareness, enhanced empathy, and a reduction in stress. The more we engage in these practices, the more ingrained they become in our daily lives, creating a more balanced and thoughtful response system within us. Behavioral science also supports the Stoic focus on habit formation. The Stoics emphasize the importance of developing virtuous habits through consistent practice. This aligns with modern behavioral science, which shows that creating and reinforcing positive habits leads to sustained behavioral change. In the context of Stoicism, these habits include emotional regulation, resilience, and the practice of virtue, all of which contribute to personal growth and long-term happiness. By examining the scientific principles underlying Stoic practices, we can appreciate not only the philosophical wisdom of Stoicism, but also its practical, evidence-based applications in modern life. Whether through psychological insights, neurological understanding, or behavioral research, Stoicism provides a timeless framework for building resilience, fostering happiness, and navigating life with clarity and purpose. This combination of ancient wisdom and modern science demonstrates that Stoic practices are not just philosophical musings, but actionable techniques that foster well-being and deeper life satisfaction in the face of adversity. Habit 9. Daily practices for implementation. To truly integrate Stoicism into our lives, we must cultivate daily practices that reinforce its principles. One of the most effective is the discipline of mindfulness. This involves intentionally taking time each day to center yourself in the present moment, without judgment or distraction. Whether it's a few minutes each morning or evening, this practice creates the mental space needed to manage reactions with clarity and composure. Mindfulness can be practiced through formal meditation, but it can also be integrated into everyday moments, while eating, walking, or even during conversations, by being fully present and engaged. Another cornerstone of Stoic practice is journaling. A daily journal allows you to reflect on the day's experiences, examining your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It offers a space for personal evaluation, not with the aim of self-criticism, but with the intention of self-improvement. Write down instances where you applied Stoic principles successfully, and also note where you might have faltered. Over time, this reflection reveals patterns in your behavior and areas that need further attention, guiding your growth. Visualization is a technique that athletes frequently use, but it's equally powerful in Stoic practice. Each morning, spend a few minutes visualizing how you'll face the day's challenges with calmness and virtue. Whether it's managing a stressful situation at work or handling a personal disagreement with patience, mentally rehearsing these scenarios prepares you to act according to your values when real-life challenges arise. Visualization is a mental exercise that strengthens your ability to remain composed, no matter what the day brings. Another important practice is setting daily intentions. Ask yourself, which Stoic virtues do I want to embody today? Whether it's courage, wisdom, justice, or temperance, choose your focus and remind yourself of it throughout the day. This intentional focus guides your actions, making it easier to align your decisions with Stoic ideals and ensuring you live up to the best version of yourself. Finally, practicing gratitude is essential to Stoic well-being. The Stoics taught that happiness comes from appreciating what you have, rather than dwelling on what you lack. At the end of each day, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a shared moment with a friend, a warm meal, or a personal achievement at work. This practice shifts your mindset from dwelling on negativity to recognizing the good in your life, fostering a deep sense of contentment and perspective. These daily practices, mindfulness, journaling, visualization, setting intentions, and gratitude, are not just exercises. They are transformative habits that help shape us into more resilient, thoughtful, and balanced individuals. Grounding Stoic ideals in daily routines allows us to live more fully and react more thoughtfully, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with wisdom, grace, and inner peace. Habit 10. Practice these 10 daily Stoic habits. To truly embody the wisdom of Stoicism, these 10 daily habits serve as both guides and tools to cultivate resilience, purpose, and inner tranquility. We begin with mindfulness training. By dedicating just 5 minutes each morning to sitting in silence, focusing on your breath, and observing your thoughts without attachment, you enhance your ability to stay present and reduce reactivity to life's external stresses. Over time, you can increase this practice, integrating it into daily activities to maintain composure in the face of challenges. Next is the emotional log. By keeping a daily record of strong emotions, the situations that triggered them, and how you responded, you gain invaluable insight into your emotional patterns. This allows you to develop strategies for managing emotions so they don't overwhelm you but rather inform you. The third habit involves deliberately exposing yourself to discomfort. Whether it's through a cold shower, fasting, or a rigorous workout, you train yourself to endure discomfort while maintaining inner calm. This habit strengthens your resilience, teaching you to remain composed and act in line with your values, even when external conditions challenge you. Visualization also plays a crucial role. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself overcoming challenges with grace and composure. This mental rehearsal preps your mind to act as you visualized when actual challenges arise, reinforcing your commitment to Stoic principles. A daily intention, or catalyst, is another powerful tool. Each day, choose a single action aligned with your values that moves you closer to your goals, whether it's being extra patient or showing generosity. This focused action creates a ripple effect of positive behavior throughout your day. Micro-decisions are equally important. Be mindful of small choices, how you respond to an email or what you choose to eat. These seemingly insignificant decisions accumulate and shape your character. By making them deliberately, you strengthen your decision-making muscle and align your actions with your long-term goals. At the end of each day, practice a gratitude slam. List 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. This practice shifts your focus from what went wrong to what went right, fostering a mindset of contentment and resilience. Engage in a weekly feedback loop with a trusted friend or mentor. This reflective practice provides valuable external perspective on your behavior, helping you identify blind spots and areas for growth. Humility is key here, as this exercise promotes self-awareness and improvement. The emotion-action split is another critical habit. When strong emotions arise, pause, name the emotion, and choose a rational response. This breaks the automatic link between feeling and reacting, giving you the power to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Lastly, incorporate daily philosophical reading into your routine. A page from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations or Epictetus Enchiridion serves as nourishment for your mind, reinforcing Stoic principles and providing inspiration to live virtuously each day. These 10 habits are more than just daily tasks. They are gateways to transforming your life. By integrating them into your routine, you cultivate the emotional and mental fortitude to thrive in a world full of challenges. As you practice these habits, you'll find greater peace, purpose, and resilience, becoming the foundation of your life. If you found value in today's video, I invite you to join our community here at Stoic Quotes 365 by hitting the subscribe button below. Don't miss out on more powerful insights into Stoicism and how it can transform your life. Also, be sure to check out the Stoicism for a Fulfilling Life playlist to dive deeper into Stoic principles that can bring greater meaning and balance to your everyday experience. Thank you for watching, and remember, every day is an opportunity to practice and grow. Stay strong, stay grounded, and we'll see you in the next video.